Hello again, it's Wing Nation presented by Sage Fruit here on MAV TV, talking sprint car racing, our favorite time of the week, and we are so glad that you joined us. Erin Evernham sitting in for the jet-setting Ashley Streming. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I am fantastic. Now, Ashley is in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
She is Mrs. Cosmo USA, and she is competing for Mrs. Cosmo World, Universe, Intergalactica Champ. I don't know. She's competing for Mrs. Cosmo USA. How about that?
Stuff. Yeah, it's impressive.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
She's got it. Now, so I asked her because she was formerly 2 years ago, she was Mrs. USA.
Correct.
So I said, what's the deal with Cosmo? She says that's like the All-Stars. Okay, yeah, she said it's a different sanction, different tour, equally as impressive.
Hey, I like the analogy.
Yes, she said it was like the All-Stars.
Yeah, you know.
So Ashley is not going to be here the next couple of weeks because I think she's still going to be there or something. I don't know how this works out. But so we wish her the best at Mrs. Cosmo worldwide. And she's one of our sprint car girls.
Yes.
When she did her Mrs. United States thing, her whole video was all around racing.
Yeah. And I think both competitions, her costume has been helmet racing related.
Yes. Really, really neat stuff. Speaking of neat stuff, last week, how about Christopher Bell?
Oof.
Man, Christopher, of course, the NASCAR driver,
runs
the Xfinity Series, one of the top guys there in the Xfinity Series. Earlier this year, he won 2 of the NASCAR Dash, or the Xfinity Dash for Cash races. So he had a little extra green stuff in the pocket. So he got together with Chad Boat, who we heard from on Tuesday on our Wing Nation show, on our show on wingnation.com, and they've built a sprint car. He hauled it off to Hobstadt, Indiana with the World of Outlaws, and he whooped them.
His first Outlaw show in his own car.
In his own car. He'd ran it like once or twice before that, but he did that, and it's his 5th Outlaw win, but his first time as a car owner.
Yeah, and you could see the excitement on his face.
My gosh, yeah. And when you can get Christopher Bell
I was going to say, he doesn't always show much emotion.
No, he doesn't. He'll get a little excited in Tulsa in January. But he got excited in Hobstadt in October, too. So great stuff and really, really neat stuff. So really, really fun time in sprint car racing, and we're glad that you're following along with us here on Wing Nation. Hey, before we get out of here, it was the 8th annual Blue Collar Classic at Port Royal Speedway. The Keystone Race Savers. We love our 305 racers.
Oh, yeah.
We don't get to talk about them as much as we'd like to. Nick Swaggart, the driver that makes the big, bold moves. Stephanie Dodson and Earl Hoon with a call on Speed Shift TV. It's our Dryden Diesel All Death-Defying Move of the Week.
And now for the Dryden Death-Defying Move of the Week, where one driver simply amazes us with their on-track moves.
White flag lap this time by. Doug Dodson goes to the inside. The 11 sees Zach Newland slides up in front.
Swagger with the run. Nitro Nick Swagger working the top side to perfection. He takes the lead on the final lap. Here comes Newland. Newland working to the bottom side. He's going to try to put a slide job. Can't quite do it. And Nick Swagger will win a thriller here at Port Royal.
That death-defying move was brought to you by Dryden Diesel All Death, the official DEF of the World of Outlaws and wheelmen everywhere. Visit dryden.com for more information.
It is Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit here on MAV TV. Joining us on the Hercules Tire hotline is one of the top drivers on the Oil ASCS National Tour, which, by the way, you can catch each and every week right here on MAV TV. 3rd in the point standings, entering this weekend's races at Devil's Bowl. Roger Crockett's on the line. Hello, Roger. Welcome back to Wing Nation.
Hi there. Always glad to be on the show, and especially in the scenario of this deal on MAV TV.
Yes, absolutely. We love it. We love that our Saturday mornings, you go from Wing Nation to MAV. That's better than cartoons, okay? So, I mean, with Oil ASCS National Tour and Wing Nation and actually Raceline, the NASCAR show that I'm involved with, too. So we love our Saturday mornings on MAV, and we love getting a chance to chat with you. Roger, 3rd in the point standings. Kind of assess, it's been a strong season. Kind of assess how your year has been with the ASCS National Tour.
Yeah, we came out of the gate running really well, and I think we led points up until Speed Week and just had an absolutely horrible Speed Week. It's the way unfortunate things go sometimes, and got to switching cars around a little bit and just weren't quite having the speed that we had started the year with. And then in August we made a change to Maxim chassis, and man, it's honestly made us so much more consistent. It's made my job a lot easier. I feel like I actually know what I'm doing again. Inside the car, outside the car, I was really scratching my head for a while there, and for whatever reasons, just fit really well with our program. And obviously, it'd be nice to start the season over with the speed we've had here lately, and went from 6th to 3rd in the points in the last few races, and we're running really strong. Very happy with where the team's headed.
Wow, that's great stuff. We talked to Sam Hafertepe, one of your competitors, this past Tuesday on our wingnation.com show, and he did the same thing. He switched chassis manufacturers mid-season. How difficult is that to do when you're in the middle of race season and you have certain components that fit one chassis? How hard is it to make the switch mid-season?
It is hard, especially we had and still have a great relationship with Jerry Russell with the JR1 cars, and nothing against how anything was being built. Just for whatever reason, it wasn't really gelling with what we make our car do. And he's so busy too, getting everybody handled sometimes hard for a car manufacturer. And we were able to get with Indy Race Parts, and they had one coming in stock basically that we're able to get the A-frame where it goes for me and everything. And, a lot of components are different, but the different little things that certain cars like is sometimes hard to figure out in a short period of time. And we got really lucky, I think, with just this fit right back into what I'd done for a lot of years in the past. So, like I said, our results have definitely got a lot better, and the speeds got better. And, now we're really frustrated with the 10th place finish. When there was a point of the year, we were like, top 10's not too bad. And so it's night and day better, and it's where I feel we should be running on the podium every night. So.
Perspective. Fascinating stuff.
Yes.
It really, truly is. Is it, and without getting too deep in the woods here, because I actually had Greg Hodnett and I had this conversation a couple years ago. He said it's funny, even though you run the same chassis, you get one that feels really good and one that doesn't. Do you find that to be the case, that you find that comfortable, that comfortable jacket or comfortable chassis at times that just seems to fit your style?
Absolutely. Like the car we ran a little bit last year was new, and we started the year this year actually with a car that had been clipped, and it's like we couldn't mess it up. It just, it was really happy no matter what we did. It still had speed. And, sometimes I look more at the stopwatch and what our speed is rather than what's comfortable. Because if it's not comfortable and we're fast, I'll figure it out, But when you're comfortable and you're not fast, you really have no idea where to go. It gets very frustrating and trying to figure out what it is. So, some cars feel comfortable and you're fast, and some maybe not so. That's the tricky part of it.
Sure is. Roger, you moved your whole shop in your life from Oregon to Oklahoma, I believe, was at the beginning of last season. How long has it taken you to just get comfortable with your new home base, running the ASCS tour again? It seems like, this season you've certainly progressed, and as you said, you're in a good spot right now.
Yeah, definitely. It was a very big move, and at first seemed like things fell into play a little bit quicker than what I thought it would, and then I kind of get mid-season and things really start hitting how much we really needed to do to be prepared for the season and how prepared we weren't. And that really set last year behind, and just a lot of things up in the air. And really it was like, man, we really need to focus on the business and make sure this stays really strong, because ultimately that's what's going to keep us going in any direction of our life. So that's when we kind of decided to step back a little bit there last year and make sure we have that headed the right direction. And we were able to focus the whole winter and get a great supporter with us with Route 66 Chevrolet Nissan, and gear it for the season and do it right. And basically, I feel like we don't have any excuses. We have good equipment, and Brandy does a great job with everything working on the car. Basically, she's the car chief, and we're able to get all that geared up for this season and come out pretty strong to start the season.
You mentioned moving the business, and your business is Rocket Designs. And you're involved in the racing world. You do screen printing and embroidery and signs and those type of things. What's the perk of working in the business that you're so passionate about? How does that all work together with everything for you?
It works great. One of our biggest times of the year is to go to Knoxville. We do a ton of merchandise for people there, and to go visit with people that we've done stuff for, and to see them doing really well. Selling the heck out of stuff that we make. It makes us feel really good that we're able to, honestly, we're helping other teams and drivers with them getting through the season. We're helping them with merchandise that they're able to make a little money on and provide their fans with a good product. So it's very rewarding. And, you see see outlaw races or ASCS races or all kinds of different events, and to see our hats on TV sometimes, even a NASCAR race. It's just really cool to know, hey, we had that product and we provided a fan with something they like.
Yeah, there's got to be a lot of pride in that. Your workmanship on display in a lot of different places. Roger, we need to have you hang in there with us. Everyone else, we need to step away. We've got more with Roger Crockett, who joins us here on the Hercules Tire Hotline. More with him in just a little bit. I want to remind you, Hercules Tires giving away a set of tires each and every month. Go to HerculesTires.com/MRN. Maybe you can be our October tire winners. More with Roger Crockett in just a moment.
Do a little shopping? Well, I heard an apple a day keeps the doctor away, and 10 keeps the competition away. I got you a Granny Smith, seeing you're a little sour.
From sweet to tart and everything in between, Sage Fruit supplies every variety of apple that shoppers may be looking for. For over 3 generations, they've been providing customers with only the best apples, pears, and cherries that Washington has to offer.
You're finally taking my advice.
Well, something like that. I figured out how to get my 10 apples in a day. Sage Fruit, it's the choice of champions.
Erin, Evernham, and Steve Post here. It's Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit on MAV TV. The Hercules Tire Hotline is busy because we're talking with Roger Crockett from out in, originally from Oregon, Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, which I get the whole, okay, Roger, how does a kid from Oregon whose father is in the lumber business get involved in sprint car racing? Where did the sprint car bug bite you?
My dad actually grew up, I grew up with my dad racing too. I grew up in California.
Oh,
and, so he raced and, I got into racing quarter midgets, and that was kind of just a summer thing. And, he raced full time basically every week. And so I didn't get to race a whole lot. He was kind of hogging up all the racing time there, but, eventually we stumbled upon outlaw karts at Red Bluff, which obviously we know a lot of successful drivers that came from that. And that enabled me to race a little bit more through the winter and everything, and my dad be there to support me and everything. So that's kind of where that all got headed, and as far as where we grow up being fans, that's obviously being around 49er country there. Which I do like the 49ers, especially with Garoppolo there. Now comes the Patriots, but just grew up liking Drew Bledsoe, and obviously when Tom Brady got there, and my favorite player in the NFL now is hands down Julian Edelman. He's just such a competitor, and I consequently is number 11 too. But he's just an amazing player. So that whole team and what they do, it's like looking at Donnie Schatz and his success. I know how hard it is to be that dominant, and I just really admire the work that everybody puts in a team to make that happen.
Roger, you just absolutely ruined this with your New England Patriot.
You're
and with
speaking my
Erin.
language.
Oh my gosh, this is the happiest co-host I've ever had here.
Seriously. I mean, I had Drew Bledsoe posters in my room when I was younger. I'm a lifelong Patriots fan.
So we asked how a kid from the West Coast got into sprint. How did you become a Patriots fan?
Grew up liking that team, and like I said, I've been to 49ers games when I was a kid too, but you don't always follow in your dad's footsteps on who you root for. So, sometimes you kind of find your own vibe.
You go after one of the rivals.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you're in Oklahoma, but I saw on your social media you went to a Sooners game. How did you have fun at that too?
I went to a Cowboys game.
Cowboys games. Okay, Oklahoma State. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, which I guess that's a pretty big rivalry here. Which I lived in Oregon obviously for a long time, and with the OSU OU thing, there's a huge rivalry. We have some friends that they had a kid that went to school there, and they go tailgating, and it was a nice getaway to go do something I'd never done and hang out with friends. And it's a really cool environment. Went into the game, and that's I feel like every big college town you go to, everybody's so supportive of their team sport. It obviously reminds you a lot of racing as well.
Yes, very true. Roger, you mentioned earlier that your wife is your car chief, Brandy's your car chief, and you've also said that she is like your business partner. How do you guys make that work? Because, I love my husband, Ray, but there's no way. There's no way.
Yeah, it's challenging at times, but honestly, I feel like the luckiest guy in the world. I mean, she's so supportive of things and just such a hard worker. Whatever we're doing, she gives everything 100%, and she actually runs the machines 99.9% of the time. Occasionally I'll get out there and help her with that, but I generally try and handle customers and and billing, and I still have our graphic side of stuff to do too. So it's kind of like having 3 businesses. It's very overwhelming at times.
Got to be good. So young sprint car drivers, a lesson: if she can groom a tire, or if she can groove a tire, keep her. That's
it could be.
Yeah, absolutely. That's my
That's
my.
not an easy job.
No, it's
honestly, it takes a little elbow grease.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, she, she grew up around, like, her dad has big trucks and stuff, and out logging and stuff like that. So there's sometimes there'll be a problem on the semi truck, and she'll know way more about it than me. It's hilarious. She's down there and knows exactly what to do, and she'll call her dad and get a little bit of inside information on what needs to happen, and she's all over it. And she used to race sprint cars too, so the background is a very good mesh with me.
Okay, so now you work all the time in the sprint car world. Okay, you go to the racetrack and you wheel that sprint car all the time. Do you two have a getaway? Do you two have something that you do to get away from the rat race that we all love and live in?
Yeah, occasionally we'd like to go to the movies or something like that. We're just literally quiet and peaceful, and kind of drowned out the craziness we have. And we try and maybe get on vacation once a year for a week or something here or there. And it's not always easy, but we generally manage to find time to kind of relax. The summer months are so stressful and crazy with there's just so many things going on, and we work crazy hours making sure our customers have what they need, and then we're off leaving it for the races a day later than we want to half the time, just because work comes first ultimately. So it's a pretty wild life we live, but it's a lot of fun. It's very rewarding also.
Oh no,
that's great. So Brandy sounds like a fantastic. Like I want to meet her.
Yeah.
But now is she a Patriots fan too?
Oh boy.
Yeah. She definitely stands behind liking my team as well, and she has things she likes to get away and do while I maybe watch football sometimes, and when the big games are up, she's right there on the couch with me rooting on my team. So.
Well, I thought Brandy was perfect. That might be a little chink in the armor, but other than that,
no, I think it makes it.
Oh my gosh, Roger, I love that we had all this football talk and everything like that. I see you at PRI and we talk racing all the time. This is as much fun as that. But we certainly wish you the best. Devil's Bowl this week, then Texas coming up as you're sitting third in points and hanging on to that spot. We love your story. We appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us here on Wing Nation.
Yep, you bet. It's always fun to, we get a little bit of personalities out of one another and see other things we like outside of, all how passionate we are for racing. So, again, thank you guys, and we look forward to finishing the season out strong.
There we go. That's the Rocket, Roger Crockett, number 11 in your program, and number 11 here on MAV TV at the Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour races that you can get right here on MAV. Man, I've always liked talking racing with him. I think I like other than the Patriot stuff.
Come on,
that's
me.
Man, you move.
He just went up a couple notches.
You move into a neighborhood and you walk across the street, and Roger Crockett's your neighbor. You've moved into a good neighborhood.
Absolutely.
And Brandy's there.
Brandy, yeah.
Well, that way, if your car breaks down, you got Brandy can fix it. Oh my gosh, that is great. What a awesome story. Mm-hmm. That's Roger Crockett. Hey, reminder again: Hercules Tires, free set of tires. Go to HerculesTires.com/MRN, and maybe you can be our October winner of that free set of tires. Our Tweet Your Seat tweets of the week are coming up next.
Citywide to countryside. Whatever you drive, wherever you go. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading protection to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit here on MAV TV. It is your turn. Tweet Your Seat tweets of the week. And let's start off with Soccer Dad. Yeah, how about this? From Tri-State Speedway and Hobstadt, it's the World of Outlaw, NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars. We talked about this. Christopher Bell picked up the win. Sheldon Haudenschild from the work area, and Kerry Madsen with that third place run.
Now we'll head over to Waynesfield. We had tweets from Derek, Dwayne, Dave, and Chris. Now Waynesfield had the Fast Series, the Bob Hampshire Classic. The winner was Skylar G. And then rounding out the podium was Cap Henry and DJ Foose.
Keller Auto Speedway from California. This tweet from Peterson Media. Cotton Classic for the NARC King of the West Sprint Cars. Rico Abreu picked up his third win. It was Rico, Bud Kading, and Corey Eliason. But the big news out of here is the point battle going into the finale at Stockton, November 2nd. DJ Neto, Bud Kading, tied with one race to go, and Dominic Scelzi only 7 points back. Batten down the hatches, Stockton. They're coming your way in a few weeks. That one's going to be a dandy.
Sure is. Then we got Baps Motor Speedway, and we have tweets from KSL, Chris, and Nick. It was the 410 and URC sprint cars. Chase Dietz winning the 410 race with Ryan Smith and Brian Monteith on the podium. URC, Chad Layton got the win.
Yeah.
Freddie Raymer and Ryan Smith rounded out the podium. They have one more race, November 16th. I think you're excited about this one, the Goofy's Eatery Sprint Car Showdown, 10,000 to win.
Yeah, and that's after the World Finals.
Yeah.
So we thought the World Finals were the finals. They're not the finals. The Goofy's Eatery race is the finals.
The Eatery.
There we go, the Eatery. So there you have it, $10,000 to win. Further up the road in Pennsylvania, from Baps up to the Speed Palace, tweets from Danielle, from the Podium Awards, and from Paul. It is the 8th annual Blue Collar Classic for the Keystone Race Saver Challenge. Nick Swagger started 12th. A last lap pass picked up the win over Zach Newland and Doug Dodson. Great 305 racing and more from Afton there, Erin.
Yeah, Afton Motorsports Park. We have a tweet from Travis. It was his career track number 155. Is that correct?
Yes.
Wow.
Correct.
They had the CRSA sprint cars, and the winner was Alicia Bay, second win of the season.
Yep.
Podium was also Mike Kisser and Jerry Sen, I believe.
Sen, I believe that is, yeah.
And also the champion was Jeff Trombley, his third straight season.
Jeff Trombley used to run mini stocks at 5 Mile Plain Speedway.
That.
Yeah, and then he went modified racing. Now he's running sprint cars.
305s
up there, so good stuff. And finally from Ashley, last minute packing for Jamaica, Mrs. Cosmos USA taking on the world. As she was watching her Pittsburgh Steelers and all. I mean,
I liked it said last minute packing, but I saw her, she's on the couch with dogs on her lap.
Yes, exactly. So watching their beloved Steelers, this has had a real football theme to it with the Patriots and the Steelers. And our poor producer Craig Moore, the Bengals fan, he is just getting ready to take us right off the air here, I'm afraid. So speaking of taking us off the air, we need to step away. We've got to get another commercial break in. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
Do a little shopping?
Well, I heard an apple a day keeps the doctor away, and 10 keeps the competition away. I got you a Granny Smith, seeing you're a little sour.
From sweet to tart and everything in between, Sage Fruit supplies every variety of apple that shoppers may be looking for. For over 3 generations, they've been providing customers with only the best apples, pears, and cherries that Washington has to offer.
You're finally taking my advice.
Well, something like that. I figured out how to get my 10 apples in a day. Sage Fruit, it's the choice of champions.
Wing Nation by Sage Fruit rolling along here. Hey, the World Finals are coming up in November at the Charlotte Dirt Track, and we have got some big doings. It's our hometown race.
Yep.
So we've got some big doings. Friday and Saturday night, or afternoon, 3 o'clock. Gates open at 4, so for 1 hour, right before the gates open, right outside of the gates in the fan zone, it's Dry Dean Wing Nation Race Day. And Saturday morning, the NASCAR Hall of Fame, we have got Hall of Famers, NASCAR Hall of Famers, sitting down with sprint car legends and Hall of Famers for a show at 11 o'clock on Saturday morning. That one's going to be fascinating. That is going to be story hour at the Hall of Fame. I know a lot of people come to Charlotte for the World Finals, and you try to get to the NASCAR Hall of Fame. We're giving you every reason in the world to want to get there for this one. This is going to, I can't even believe how well this is turning out.
Like you said, it's going to be story time. We're going to get some good ones.
Yes, we are. NASCAR Hall of Famers meet Sprint Car Hall of Famers and legends. And speaking of Sprint Car legends, Roger Crockett. Man, great chatting with him. We appreciate him taking some time and joining us here this week. Hey, get out to your local sprint car track. Not many more races left, so you better get out and do it. And thank you for joining us here on Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit.